everyone, it's Jess Adel. Today I'm here with Dave, and we are going to be talking about Sonic movie spoilers.
Spoiler alert. We got some very interesting things to talk about. I was you really liked it? Let's start with Sonic himself. I found this version of Sonic to be like this guy that's like hyperactive, but he's also like self-imposed his own like introversion, but is very outgoing. It was a very weird way to portray this Sonic, if you get what I mean.
No.
What? Okay, what did you want from him?
Thank you for asking.
This version of Sonic seemed more in line with the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon version, where he's...
I'm not mad. I love that show.
But it's like, it's not the same Sonic that we're used to seeing in like the Sonic Adventure games, any of those more recent 3D Sonic stories, or even like Sonic X. It's just like...
Hey, you know what? I will say something. I accept that this is a different Sonic, because when you really think about it, every different Sonic game series has a different Sonic. So I went into this being totally fine with like, whatever, he's gonna have a unique origin story, or he's just gonna be a bit different.
Ever since the very beginning, Sonic has always had this too cool for school attitude. That was the thing, he was a character that needs to have attitude. I didn't really feel that with this Sonic. He just feel like, oh, I wish I had friends.
I feel like he's a younger Sonic. You know, he's like alone all the time. Like the main theme is loneliness very appropriately because he had to leave his planet and go somewhere completely new all alone, and there's nobody else like him. So it just all makes sense to me. Like, I'm not mad. Like, in this situation, this Sonic that we got makes sense.
It just feels so really out of place. And yeah, he has really weird dialogue, but at the same time, so does everyone else in this film.
What do you mean?
Jim Carrey is talking to Tom, I think his name was.
Yeah.
And he's like, I was splitting formulas while you were spitting out formulas, and Tom responds with, I was breastfed.
But the follow-up line makes it good. Jim Carrey was like, rub that in my orphan face. It was like, oh damn, that just made that line okay. For me personally, because that's part of his character.
There's so heavy on like all these references that just feel forceful and whatnot. Like? Well, for one, the mentions about Amazon Prime while Sonic is fighting for his life against these drones.
He's always been like that. He just says like funny, goofy comments like in the middle of fighting because everything's like a breeze to him, you know?
Talk about low-budget flights, no food or movies. I'm out of here.
Better cool down with some ice water.
It doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Oh my god, you want confidence from him 1 second, and then when he has it, you're like, hey, you shouldn't have confidence. Like, what do you want, Dave?
What I want is like, no, present him as a loner to begin with.
So I was happy with Sonic. Let's leave it at that and move on to Jim Carrey. Robotnik, sorry.
Jim Carrey I thought was good.
Good! Yeah, we can agree on the thing!
I will say though, I don't think it's his strongest performance. There's parts where again some of the jokes just don't land. It's like, oh, that was an illegal left. It's like, okay.
But he follows the rules, and he's really obnoxious about knowing all the rules because he's so smart.
Yeah, well, it's just like, yeah.
When he goes to Tom's door for the first time, he's talking about, like, do you know blah, this, that? And he's like, yeah.
He's like really
Jim
over
Carrey
the top.
explains it anyway. It kind of felt like a Dr. Robotnik origin story, if anything. Because it's like, as it goes on, you see him become more Eggman, like the guy we know who is like obsessed and on the hunt for Sonic, you know? Like, because he's just meeting him in this movie. He doesn't know he exists before this. So I think like it just makes a lot of sense. Yeah, we can agree on the thing. What's next?
Let's get into like the main meat of the story. It's like Sonic ends up losing his rings on the top of the Transamerica Pyramid in San Francisco.
I love how it happens, by the way.
Yeah,
I actually love it.
There's all this talks about moving to San Francisco. It ends up in San Francisco, and then his wife is already in San Francisco after they take a road trip to San Francisco.
Conveniently, yeah.
Yes.
I guess the sister lives in San Francisco. It's fine.
It's like they're making such a big deal.
Happen.
They're making such a big deal out of moving to San Francisco, but his wife's sister is already there. Why are you making such a big deal out of this and already moving to a brand new apartment? Which, by the way, that Zillow reference, that was so dumb.
Yeah, that was awkward.
Oh my god,
that was weird.
Oh, the goddamn flossing.
Ooh, okay. That I will absolutely agree with. I was really upset because in the trailer for Sonic movie, when he destroys Eggman's tank, he does a dance, which is like, you know, when you beat a boss, Sonic does a little victory dance. Exactly. We're nerds. So it makes sense that he does that, but then for some reason, they took that dance out. They used that animation somewhere else in the movie at some point, but like they made him floss, and I was like, no!
There is a problem with this!
I know, yeah, we're in a twisted alternate universe.
Now I think I'm starting to get you on my side for this.
No, absolutely not. I will admit that there's tiny weird things about this movie, but like I can think of like 3 things. So the ads was kind of weird, Sonic flossing, and then I think there was something else. I remember the music.
Yeah.
Or the lack thereof.
Yeah, that was like
the soundtrack straight up sounded like it could have been for any generic hero-ish movie. It was like Danny Elfman, Spider-Man 2, like, but it's just, it felt like it could have been any hero movie. Yeah, it didn't feel very Sonic.
It didn't feel...
There was like total of 3 Sonic references.
I only heard one, and that was like Green Hill Zone right at the end. And it's like...
right at the end, clearly, they threw Sonic Mania, this theme, in the intro of the movie.
Okay.
And then the first time that they're getting attacked by one of the Eggman's drones, Sonic sneaks up behind the egg, and when he's like sneaking to jump on him, it's so super subtle, so you didn't even catch it.
We need cross-coding.
Oh, I would have loved that. I think everyone would have loved that. The fans would have loved that.
Oh, it was also a wasted opportunity to not have cities escape from the city.
Y'all are in San Fran. What are you doing?
I do think they could have done a lot more with the world building though, because it's like, when Sonic, we find Sonic 10 years later, and the only thing he knows about is Longclaw and apparently this mushroom planet that is as his backup, and it's like, seriously, you couldn't have something like Chaos Emeralds. You had Tails right at the end.
Maybe the next movie. Again, I'm not mad. Like, I think that especially after the big reaction that happened with the original Sonic design, and they see that, okay, we have to make changes, and I feel like they probably added in that Sonic Mania song and like little things here and there. I think that the next movie, there's totally going to be a sequel. Let's go.
If it does well, yeah.
So if it does happen, that they'll get more into a Sonic universe and like embrace that more. Yo, wait, I'm really curious. What did you think about the Piston Pit? Like the whole scene at the bar. It's like my favorite part. It was like my favorite part of the whole movie. And like, okay, the trailers make it look so short. And like, it looks like this quick visit, like, uh-oh, we caused chaos, we gotta go. Like, that's it. But no, it's like this whole thing, and they stay for a while, and they have like a bunch of interactions with different people. I loved it. Although it is kind of like a Quicksilver ripoff. Oh, I triggered something in Dave. I'm scared. I shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like,
we have to be honest.
There was barely any originality in this film as well. That's another thing I really didn't really enjoy.
I do get that. I can agree with that.
As far as the bar scene goes, I did think the bar fight at the end was...
I love this! Sonic was living his best life!
Yeah.
Dude, he's kicking the bucket! He hasn't kicked the bucket.
Because here's the thing, it was going all well, and then the bar fight happened, and then they go into a Quicksilver scene, and it's like, alright,
Dude, he wants to get into a fight.
You already had a good scene going.
I don't know, I think all of it was great. It was so much fun. I love that they had the bucket list that he was making, and it's like, tame a wild animal. He rides the bull, the mechanical bull.
Like, yeah, that is pretty funny. Yeah, I like that.
Play a full sport, and then they play like the shooting hoops, the basketball arcade type thing. Okay, this is so silly, but I loved when the 2 big dudes like go up to them, and they're like, we don't like your kind here. And you're like, where are they going with this? You have Tom and a blue hedgehog alien creature. Like, where are you? And he's like, hipsters. I like actually was caught off guard by that, and I actually thought it was funny.
Have these guys actually seen a hipster? Seriously.
And then Sonic being like, I've seen this in movies, and like trying to break the beer bottle in his head. It's not working. He's like, Drrr. It was great. It was great. I loved it.
But then we get to the very end, and the way Sonic beats Eggman. Slams into him multiple times, just like the game. That I did like.
Yes. The only thing, wait, hold on. Before he did that, though, things got a little weird because he got all charged up. And then he was like doing some Palpatine stuff on him. Like he straight up went full Palps on him. Did you notice that? He was like, ah! And then there was like bolts of lightning coming at him. And I was
it was like,
Palpatine,
what?
is that you? So I was a little thrown off by that. But the Sonic in this movie, he has that type of power, like the charge, like the static electricity charge that he kind of gets. And I'm like, fine.
I am kind of worried about that though, because I'm thinking like, now in the next Sonic game, he's going to be able to shoot lightning from his fingers or whatnot.
Don't touch the video game Sonic. Let this Sonic be its own Sonic. It's Sonic Boom. There's the TV show, there's the game. Bzz, we don't talk about them, but like that's a thing, right? But like Sonic Boom stuff's not gonna go into other Sonic games.
I do think that lightning, though, it kind of like undermines like any potential for world ending that, especially if they bring in the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah,
it's
at that point I was kind of surprised that he didn't just go like Super Sonic.
Yeah, because you could have gone Super Sonic and it would have made sense within the lore of Sonic.
Yeah.
But he doesn't here. He's just like all electrified because...
And he only did it once though, for like a little period of time. So it's like, you know what? It's not a big thing. They didn't make a big thing of it. They still decided to kill him the good old classic Sonic way.
Well, not necessarily. When Eggman finds one of his quills and apparently
gets shocked by it.
Yeah, it's like, why does Sonic have electricity in his quills?
That's fine, because again, they tied that in with like, hello, we have a meeting. They kind of tied that in with his like anxiety, like the whole loneliness thing. Like when he gets very frustrated about it, he was like running around and charging up. So I get it. I'm okay with it. Again, like I'm totally fine with all this.
I don't think that's how electricity works, but okay.
It's a blue hedgehog alien. Don't worry about it too much.
Okay, good point.
So at the end of the day, Dave, final points. Has anything I said kind of opened you up to this Sonic movie / Sonic?
I still think it could have been much better than what we got. Okay. And I still think it needs to move away from all those cartoon character in the real world trappings, because it definitely felt very cliched at points. I definitely feel they need to have a lot more originality in this film.
Okay, yeah, I will say maybe more originality. Fine, like there was quite a bit of references to other movies and cool things that other movies have done, so it's like, but I don't know, end of the day, I think it did it really well. This is a really good first step in the right direction, so I'm not mad. Like, I give it like a 4 stars. Like, I'm really not mad. It was a really great start, solid movie, super funny. I was just constantly being surprised by things. Positively, so.
Yeah, I'm still not as on board as you are. I'm giving it 2.5 stars.
Damn, 2.5? Bro, that's harsh. Jesus Christ, okay. That is it for today. Please let us know your comments in the comments below, because like, I don't know, I just needed to hear more from other people. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Be sure to check out this other recent clip here from MojoPlays. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.